Good morning, everyone. Lovely to be here on this beautiful day in this beautiful surroundings with beautiful people. Makes me wish I did a beautiful presentation, really, but the jokes are free. Keeps you interested. Yes, I was funded by CrowdCube, but I'm not sponsored by CrowdCube, and I'll be completely honest, warts and all, about my experience. I'm also not a crowdfunding expert or claim to be an expert in very much, actually, but I have gone through the process, so hopefully I'm a couple of steps down the road and I can share that experience with you, okay? I also like to say hello to my friends from the Dorset Business Angels, and what a great job Business Angels do. They got a bit of a kicking earlier. And I'm sure the check will be in the post. Thank you very much. All right. Shall I get on with it? Okay, so the financial fairy tales. I was introduced on radio the other day as the financial fairy, which I'm trying to play down. I'm thinking about growing a beard like Mike and kind of manning up a little bit, okay? So that's the name of the company rather than me. And we make learning about money serious fun. That's my goal, and my name's Daniel Britton. So why, who, and what? Our why is to inspire and empower children and young people now through financial literacy, enterprise education, and personal development. That's the why. That's what I'm passionate about. That's what gets me up in the morning. We're founded as a sole trader. I started off in about 2010, just kind of writing books and ideas for stories for children. My background was in financial services, and I also then worked in education for a long time. And I was doing some work in primary schools, and I've always been very interested in money. I love this kind of environment and business and enterprise and money and so on. And the schools I was working in said, "Oh, you'll like it today. We've got someone coming in to do a money talk to the kids." You know, and these kids were about 7 or 8. And the most grey man in the world from a high street bank came in and gave the most grey presentation. And these kids were probably in tears, you know, talking about bond yields and pensions and APR and stuff. And I thought, oh, Lord. And it kind of inspired me to write a little story. And it was sort of like the 3 Little Pigs and about money and so on. And they liked it, and it sort of grew from there. So what we do then is produce books and multimedia for schools and parents in the UK and now worldwide. I think we're in about 16 countries now, which is fantastic. Might only be one sale, you know, in Japan, but we're international, so that's all good. So the current products, here's some examples of the materials. A nice sort of bright, colourful storybooks, and they're very much traditional fairy tale type ideas. And then there's the activity pack for schools. So what would be more interesting, I suppose, is the fundraising story. So once upon a time, this is a true story, actually, not a fairy tale. So I had this need to finance expansion. It was a one-man sole trader, part-time business, okay, turning over maybe £2,000 a year. So I had this idea about expanding. In fact, I had an order come in for about £1,000, and I thought, I need to print these books, I need to distribute them, you know, and it was like personal credit cards and beg scraping and borrowing money. And I was thinking, there's potential in this business. There's something I really believe in. So I went to the bank and I said, look, I've got a big order in here. You know, well, it's big to me. You know, £1,000 to some of you is lunch, I know, but it was, see me after. So I went to and they pretty much laughed me out of the business. You know, I said I wanted to borrow £10,000, and they said, look, you're turning over 2,000. It's going to take you 5 years to pay it back. I said, well, no, because I'm going to grow and so on. They said, yeah, okay, thanks for coming. So that was that. So I had the need. So as I say, it was a small scale and low turnover, and I didn't really know what to do. And I attended a presentation, I think it was about exporting, and I met a guy there who was talking about this newfangled funding called crowdfunding. And he said, I think you've got a really good idea. You're obviously passionate about what you do. What about exploring this crowdfunding idea? And I said, well, I'll give it a go. You know, there's no kind of risk. So you just put it out there, and if people like it, it works. So with his help, we offered 20% for 20,000. Don't really know why, to be honest. I kind of scratched my head on that because I was thinking, it was me in my bedroom writing stories. You know, how is that worth £100,000? I don't know. You know, so we had this conversation about, well, if it grows at this rate, and we'll look at some projections, and you know, you're probably aware of different multipliers and different ways of valuing businesses. And I thought, ooh, £100,000 business from me writing stories in my bedroom. This is great. I'll do this. I'll see how we get on. So and the numbers seem to be sort of symmetrical as well. So that was good. We're not recording, are we? So day one, I put it up on the platform, it was all launched, and I got over 50% on the first day. I just couldn't believe it. And it's just so exciting, sort of logging in. It's like when you're selling something on eBay, and someone's putting a really big bid, it was like that. And this is amazing. And I thought it was a wind-up, right, because I was teaching at a college at the school. I was teaching at the Peter Jones Academy in Bournemouth. So I was sharing this experience with the students. And I thought it would be really valuable to them. And I thought one of the little monkeys had gone in and put in a little cheeky bid, So I was trying to find out who put the bid in, and it was sort of anonymous. And I'm thinking, one of those little monkeys is winding me up. I'll kill them. But it was genuine, and I was just blown away. So within 7 days, it was fully funded. It was just amazing, and I just was so thrilled with it. It made such a huge. I think it was a validation of this idea. As I said, I was really small scale, just me thinking, well, what's going to happen here, and it was just such a fantastic fillip for me. So what were the lessons learned? I think having a compelling why. I spoke with a couple of the larger investors, and I said, well, what attracted you to this idea? And they said, well, you were really compelling about why you were doing it, and it wasn't we're going to publish books and we're going to make X thousand. That wasn't the what, it was the why. The fact that I'm trying to inspire and empower children. They really got on board with that. And in fact, one guy, the biggest investor, the one who put in 10,000, said, I don't know if you'll ever make any money with it. And he said, I don't really care. He said, I think it's a brilliant idea, and I want to back you, and I'm investing in you as much as the company, which is just brilliant. He's now my wife, by the way. No. The editing's going to be expensive. So a compelling why. Yeah. So I was also advised to have a campaign strategy ready. It's not a sort of a fire and forget, put the video up and sit back and hope for the best, I think I was looking at perhaps a 60 or 90-day campaign. So I had press releases, I had follow-up videos, I was trying to get some radio and TV interviews if I could. I had a load of tweets lined up, and different people who were going to send out information for me, like joint venture partners and so on. So I had a kind of real strategy built up. It wasn't really necessary, but I think certainly to have it there, the fact it was there gave me confidence. It wasn't sort of just fire and forget and hope for the best. Some good advice I got was to get some early traction and pre-sell it if you can. I think I might be wrong about the Escape the City guys, but they had a lot of funding in place before they launched. So almost immediately you're looking at 10, 20, 30%, and other people, because of the sort of social proof, oh right, there's something going on there, we want to jump on board. Rather, if it sits at 0% for 6 weeks, it's going to look a bit stale and people will be a bit, So to get that early traction. So I was just great, that first day, 50% funded, wow, the snowball just started to roll. Think big. My one regret is I wish I asked for more, because I raised 20,000. By the time you take off fees, and then the lawyer costs and all the other things, if you've offered rewards and things like that, I netted probably about 15 or 16,000. Which at the time felt like a lot of money, but that was quickly burnt up with marketing and then new products and then the print run and so on. And it was, I've still got to go back to my day job, Whereas if I asked for 50 or 100, maybe it would have been funded, maybe not, but it would have allowed me to work on it full time. And it's taken me sort of 2 years now to build up the traction to be able to leave my full-time job and to work on this full time. So that was a lesson really to think a bit bigger and have have faith really and have that belief. The faith was, it takes some action, it takes some daily action, and if you don't really believe in either the business or in your ability to put it across, then I think it's that will be a barrier. So really, it was just to have that faith and just think, well, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it everything, leave nothing on the pitch, as they might say in the World Cup parlance, and then that was my goal. And then keep taking action. I don't know if you know of the Chicken Soup for the Soul books. Like massive publishing phenomenon, sold sort of 200 million books. But the guys who wrote those said that they had a list every day of taking 5 actions. So whether it was an email, an interview, speaking at a networking event, doing something, but every day take 5 actions. And that's what I've tried to do with this, just to keep it moving and keep taking action. And you never know what conversation will lead to, or what being called the financial fairy on radio, or whatever it might be, will lead to. So the future plans for the business, I'm really excited about an animated version. I really wanted to get that done, and I met at an Angel Network event, actually, a film producer who was interested in taking that forward as an animated version, which would just be so cool. Wanted to do an after-school club for kids, again, get that message about financial literacy and enterprise work with younger kids in an after-school setting. There's more books. Recent one was about a month old now, The Troll Bridge. Having to pay the troll tax to get over a bridge and so on. That was quite fun. I've been asked to contribute to a parenting program as well, because they say, it's all very well teaching the kids, but I need to know about this as well. Kind of shy hands go up. So I'm looking to do a parenting program. Then, as I say, the export market. And my big dream, I'd love to do a theatre show, a live version, and bring in kids from all over the place to, maybe at Pool Lighthouse or somewhere to do that. That would be very cool. So those are my future plans. Then again, I had a very interesting conversation with a business coach actually, and he said, "Okay, what's next? What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail?" And I was like, "Ooh, that's a good one. What would I do?" I thought, well, I want to do the same sort of impact, but for older children and young people, the 14 to 20, 21-year-old age range, who have a real need for financial education. So I was thinking about it. I was thinking, how can I repeat this? And what I would want to do, I want to write a book, and I want to give it away to every school in the country. That's what I would do if I couldn't fail, and have some really powerful messages, some really inspiring messages, not only about prevention, about budgeting, and thou shalt not go to a payday lender, and those sorts of things, but also about possibility, about where you can make money, where you make money through property, you can make money through business, you can make money through intellectual property and information and so on, and really give youngsters an alternative view. So I started a campaign on I think it's the sister site to CrowdCube, Crowdfunder, which is a rewards-based platform, which is for rather than equity or loans, it's purely philanthropic or social enterprise type project. So originally I called it Think and Grow Up Rich. I thought it was been very clever. You've probably heard of the book Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill wrote it in the 30s, and it was like, it's been on the bestseller list since then. And then I got a very nice letter from their lawyers at the Napoleon Hill Foundation saying, we don't think and grow up rich is differentiated enough, and you might be trying to trade on our name. Surely not. So I wrote them an equally polite letter back and said, I'm busted, ever so sorry. So I'm just going to call it Grow Up Rich now. You don't have to think about it, it just happens. Okay? So hopefully the lawyer, and then I asked them for a contribution. I'm still waiting for that one. So this is a live crowdfunding campaign. Fantastic, This is the source. We've got this was done on Sunday, I think. So I got 20. So there's about 20 days left, right? So there's about 200 people in the room, £50 each. I'm gonna hit my target by lunchtime. Then I'll have a new story for the next time I speak. So it's a social project to send a copy of Grow Up Rich, which is a money and enterprise guide to every school in the UK. So my goal really is that teachers will look at it and go, we could use that in my maths lesson, or it will be in the sixth form common room, or in the school library, or teachers will be talking about it, or whatever. Just create a bit of a buzz around balanced and comprehensive financial education. So that's my big dream at the moment. So this is me. If you'd like to any of the details. No mobile number, no. My husband doesn't like it. Strange calls in the middle of the night from people offering money. It gives the wrong impression. Be delighted to speak with any and all of you about what we're trying to do. If you can help spread the word about the money book, for example, if you'd like to pledge on that would just be wonderful. Sorry to make a sales pitch, but I couldn't resist the opportunity. And that's me. Thank you very much.